My boyfriend of a year has a cat, and the way he treats it bothers me. I've been dating this guy for a year. Otherwise nice, handsome, funny, good job. But he has a cat that he's had for years that I think he's way too attached to and affectionate about. If the cat is sitting on his lap, he'll avoid getting up unless he has to, citing the cat being asleep or in his terms, she's catting. He's asked me to get him stuff from the kitchen when I get a drink, when he could just move the cat himself. Sometimes he'll be at the computer, on the couch, or even lying in bed and the cat will jump on him. Or he'll come home when I'm already there since I have a key and sometime get off work before, and the cat will run to greet him. What bothers me is in these instances he's said more than once, "There's my girl," and stop what he's doing to scratch the cat behind its ears or pet it or whatever. This seems like way too much attention for a grown man to be lavishing on a cat of all things. I've considered suggesting he get rid of it, but he's had it for something like 7 years and don't know if he'd give it up. Do I have any options here? Relevant comments. What the actual fuck? You think he's too nice to his cat? He loves his pet. It brings him joy. Why the fuck would that be a problem? Why do you begrudge him something that makes him happy? How can I remedy this? You can break up with the guy and fuck right off. Op replied with, I'm really overwhelmed by the responses I'm getting. I thought his behavior was abnormal towards a pet. Another comment was, that's a very normal cat ownership behavior. He loves his kitty. I can't tell if this is a troll. It seems like a very weird thing to be so perturbed by. If you're already going to the kitchen, why would it bother you to grab him something from that room? Absolutely, you can't suggest someone get rid of a pet because they love it too much. If y'all had issues with the cat's behavior or allergies, maybe getting rid of the cat could be a discussion you could have. But he sometimes doesn't get up because the cat is on his lap, and he often pets the cat and is happy to see her when he gets home, and you want him to get rid of the cat? The longer I think on this, the more troll I'm getting from this post. But regardless, if you can't accept his relationship, a pretty healthy, normal one, with his pet who he's had 7x longer than he's known you, then this relationship just isn't for you and you should move on. If it's a jealousy issue, or an issue where you feel like he's relying on you too heavily to pick up his slack around the house, then maybe it's couples therapy time, but otherwise, his behavior with his pet seems super normal. Op replied with, it's normal to lavish attention on an animal like that. To call a cat my girl when his girlfriend is 10 feet away? That honestly just seems weird to me. Another comment said, I think you have some issues with what you define as a grown man. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing, and I can't tell if it's jealousy or if you have some weird, seated ideals of masculinity. Was your father, grandfather, or other male role model critical of showing affection in any way? Maybe towards animals? Or do you ever feel your partner doesn't give you enough attention? Maybe you feel like he doesn't value as much as you want him to somehow? I think the answer to one of these questions is the real seed of these feelings. Up replied, my father and brother have a utilitarian approach to dogs. We've never had cats. Dogs are for hunting and home protection. They displayed some affection for them, but I never saw them get upset when it was time for a dog to be put down. My boyfriend is affectionate towards me. We cuddle and have sex plenty. I'm not complaining about that. Another comment said, all right, I'm going with hypothesis number 1. You're worried your boyfriend would be sad if he had to put down his cat, and that means he doesn't fit your schema of how a masculine partner should act. Meanwhile, we're on the subject of sexist attitudes. Does he expect you to live up to traditional female behaviors? Does he expect dinner on the table the minute he walks in the door? What about doing all the cooking and cleaning? Those are also gender attitudes. Are you living up to your expectations since you hold him to his? Op said, no, I'm not expected to be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. It's 2017, not 1955. I'll sometimes cook, but he does that more often. Yeah, he'd probably be sad if he had to put the cat down. Hell, he just spent like $600 on some vet stuff for the cat a few weeks ago. We had a big argument when I asked if euthanasia was cheaper or not. My dad never shelled out money like that on vets. Update: yesterday I posted about concerns I had with the way I thought my boyfriend was overly affectionate with his cat. I, like the rest of my family, view pets in a utilitarian light. I'm just not comfortable with a lot of affection being displayed towards an animal, even if it's supposedly normal. I gave it consideration during and after the tread and decided to break up with my boyfriend. When I broached the topic and the reason, his response was, oh good. To be honest, I've been trying to figure out the most tactful way to break it off since our argument where you wanted me to euthanize my cat to save money. I also wanted to take time to think about if I was sure I thought we were done. You can give me your apartment key back now and have your stuff out by Friday night. I'll buzz you in if you can't finish tonight. So I guess that's it. That was abrupt. Edit. Lots of people are commenting about the euthanasia thing. I was surprised. He'd spend $600 on a vet bill. I figured putting the cat down would be cheaper. My dad never spent money like that on